Let's take you now to this. Northern Cape Premier Dr. Zamani Saul says the scale of mining in the province should provide jobs for all residents, but due to smart mines, the industry that remains a huge contributor to the province's GDP is not providing employment as much as it should. Dr. Saul was delivering his State of the Province address in Kimberley, where much of his focus was on the economy. Senior reporter Ulrich Hendricks and video journalist Ditshwanelo Mosia attended the SOPA.
Well, Northern Cape Premier Zamani Saul has just concluded his second State of the Province address in his second term, focusing very largely on the economy. Of course, saying that there's been good news, especially for those unemployed, but also talking about the mining industry and the agriculture industry still being very big here in the province. Premier, your speech again focusing much on the economy. Firstly, I want to get this out of the way. You spoke about the mining industry that has the potential to eradicate unemployment in the province. Ironically, because of what you like to do, you like to modernize. So smart mines not leading to a lot of employment.
No, modernization does not necessarily mean joblessness. And so the call that we are making on the mines is the fact that mining contributes about 20% of the GDP of the province, but only contributes about 3% of the job opportunities in the province. So that disjuncture is worrisome. So we need mining houses in the province who would also look at this disjuncture where they are contributing 20% of the GDP and only about 3% of the job opportunities. Just in one district, John Taolo Heights, we've got about 36 mines here. Big operations. And if you look at that, you are not even supposed to be sitting with a single soul that is unemployed. So we firmly believe that there is much more that mines can offer in order to create a much needed job opportunities in the province.
And then, of course, another growing sector is, of course, renewable, looking at the hydrogen project, but also the fact that we can't grow that renewable energy sector anymore because of Eskom's inability to get electricity out.
There's basically two issues which hamstrung economic growth in the province. The first one is logistics, the inadequate rail capacity by Transnet, and the second one is the grid capacity. We've got a seriously limited grid capacity. What we need now is 777 new transmission lines. That's what we need in order to ensure that the new independent power producers start with a new round of investment. So up until you address these two problems, which is the rail capacity and number two, to increase the capacity of our grid, we will not really be able to see real growth in the province. But both of them are things which are outside the control and the purview of the work of provincial government. You know that Transnet has got a monopoly over rail, and you know that Eskom has got monopoly over energy. So if we don't address these two problems to ensure that we construct the 777 kilometers of new transmission line and increase the rail capacity in order for us to transport production from the mines, we won't be able to see any significant growth in the economy of the province. But these are not issues that we complain about. These are issues that we raise in each and every platform. The President is quite aware of them, and he also mentioned them in the State of the Nation address.
You also mentioned building capacity from Eskom side in your State of the Province.
Yes, we definitely need to do that. Eskom will make massive investments in the province over the next 5 years. In actual fact, I think they've identified the province as a new growth front for the country, that they should start making massive investment. There will be massive investment in infrastructure by Eskom, massive investment by Sandra, and I'm sure you listen in the State of the Province. Within the next 3 years, Sandra will be investing 7.2 billion rand on roads here. In the next 5 years, the total is 14 billion rand. So that's a massive investment. The Department of Water and Sanitation will be investing about 10 billion rand together with the mines on the water pipeline, Val-Gamagara water pipeline in JTG. So there's massive investment of infrastructure projects that will take place in the province. The provincial government alone, we are not just sitting and waiting for Sanral, waiting for ESCOM, waiting for national government. We are going to invest 25 billion rand of social and economic infrastructure within the next 5 years.
And then, of course, health and education remain priorities for the 7th administration.
Health and education still remain a priority. Health and education currently commands 80% of our provincial budget. And I'm certain you can see better results in our health, in our education system. In 5 years' time, we built 19 state-of-the-art schools. Not just anywhere, but in deep rural areas. 5 years' time, we managed to increase the number of teachers in the province from 8,700 to about 10,000. When we were called because of budgetary constraints that we must retrench teachers, we took a firm stand that we are not going to retrench a single teacher here, because the input of teachers in our program to improve the quality of public education is significant. That's a risk we cannot take. As I'm talking to you now, with all the budget constraints and the fiscal constraints which are there, we've not retrenched a single teacher, and I can't foresee us retrenching any teacher going forward in the next 5 years.